What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we gotta talk about something that's it's a serious matter. It's a serious matter, and I hate to be in here, not even week 2 yet, and already have to be talking about something like this, and that's the fact that the Patriots have a serious problem on their hands, and that is their offensive line. And it's not with how the offensive line is playing because, my gosh, the Patriots against the Philadelphia Eagles, who, let me remind you, despite how they played this entire season, this is their hardest opponent. The Philadelphia Eagles are the hardest opponent for the Patriots all season long. This is the most complete roster in the National Football League, maybe second behind the 49ers, but you know what? They have the quarterback. So you know what? I am going to give it to the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Patriots only allowed 2 sacks for minus 10 yards on those 2 sacks. And this offensive line actually looked good for the most part. But we see this injury report that came out for the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins here for week 2, playing on Sunday, our first primetime game. And it is not looking good. And we're going to get into it here in a second. But before we do that, make sure you guys do leave a big like on this video. It seriously helps out the channel massively by telling the YouTube algorithm that this channel and this video is worth pushing out. So let's see if we can get 300 likes on this video. We got the best community in the entire world. Let's show every other fan base, let's show every other fan base that we are the absolute best. Let's grow the Patriots Global family. And just do me a solid, guys. It massively supports the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing. So let's roll that Patriots Global intro and hop into today's issues and kind of break down with some concerns I'm having here for the Patriots offensive line. Trying to figure out which way I should go to share this. But as we see right here, New England Patriots, this is going to be our injury report here for Wednesday. So let's see how this continues to develop. But this is the injury report for Wednesday, at least, and not looking good. So guys who did not participate: offensive tackle Trent Brown, he's in concussion protocol, and offensive lineman Sidy Sow, who the Patriots had pinned in at right guard with Mike Onwenu out, but has mainly worked for this team as a tackle. He's also out with a concussion. When did they get concussions? Like, is it just me? Because I watched that entire game and I did not see those guys come out. I didn't see them going down with an injury. I didn't see any wobbling concerns. I didn't hear any reports of them being injured. And we come out with this injury report and get absolutely slapped in the face, seeing that Trent Brown already injured in concussion protocol, and one of the backup tackles for the Patriots and starting right guard for them this past week is also in concussion protocol. There is always a chance that they could potentially be out of that protocol before Sunday's game. It obviously helps them out that they're playing in a late game, a primetime game, but also the fact that it's at home so they won't have to travel and make any harsh decisions too early on. But the fact that it's Wednesday and they're still in concussion protocol does tell me that it is very, very unlikely that both of these guys play, meaning that our starting left tackle, who is one of the most, if not the most important position or most important player along this offensive line, is already going to be out against a good Miami Dolphins defense. And Sidy Sow, who is one of the backup tackles here for the Patriots, is also being taken out. But not only is that a problem, but we look at the limited and we look at who the limited participants in practice were. Center David Andrews dealing with a hamstring injury. Kayshon Boutte, he's dealing with a hamstring injury. Michael Onwenu dealing with that ankle injury. Devontae Parker dealing with that knee injury. And Cole Strange also dealing with that knee injury. This is pretty much every single offensive lineman for the Patriots. You have your left tackle, you have your center, you have your right guard, and your left guard. That is literally the Patriots' entire offensive line that is already on their injury report and is questionable to play in this upcoming Week 2 game against a very important divisional game in the Miami Dolphins, who are already 1-0, had a great game against the Chargers, and it is a very important divisional game for the Patriots in order to compete in this division, but also compete for a potential playoff spot. So this is going to be very, very important for them. And we saw even in week 1 what the difference was between Mac Jones early on being pressured versus what it was like for 3.5 quarters when they were able to find ways to keep him upright. Now, one thing the Patriots, I think, will be able to do is find ways to get miscues and figure out how to cue things up in order to block things better for Mac Jones to keep him not under duress and ultimately safe, right? We didn't really see that against the Eagles, surprisingly. We didn't really see Zeke Elliott staying into block. We didn't see Mondre staying into block. And we didn't see Hunter Henry or Gesicki or Brown staying in to help the Patriots from a tight end position block a little bit. So that's something they can do that they really didn't do this past week. But you're going to be asking a lot of rookies or a lot of new pieces if you are the Patriots to play in this game. Now, like I said, they are limited participants. So at the end of the day, they very well could still play through this. We don't know the severity of it. And the fact that they're limited versus not participant is good. But there is still a potential that these guys do not play. And the fact that it's only week 2 and we're already seeing these guys injured because David Andrews was not on the injury report before. He's already on it. Now, as for guys like Michael Onwenu and Cole Strange, that's a little bit different. Let me get back here for you guys. Put this up. We can take down that. I think it's a little bit different in terms of Cole Strange and Michael Onwenu, both guys that I expected at least one of them to play this past week against the Philadelphia Eagles, and they didn't. Now, we all know the injury concerns the Patriots have had even to start this offseason. Cole Strange goes down early on. Haven't seen him. Hadn't seen Mike Onwenu pretty much unless the last 2 weeks before the start of the regular season because he was dealing with a surgery that he got this offseason that he suffered week 18 against the Buffalo Bills. I would expect at least one of those guys to be back. I would be very, very shocked if one of those guys, at least one of those guys, is not back. But I think the Patriots are at a position where we do need to start asking ourselves what this offensive line is going to look like in terms of backups. Before we continue on today's video, though, guys, have to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this channel the entire season long over at BetUS. Guys, check out my friends at BetUS because without them, this channel literally could not be here. I've said it a million times, but while we are not getting anything from this channel because we are unfortunately demonetized for the foreseeable future, this channel seriously could not be here without the support of these sponsors, especially guys like BetUS. And right now, if you guys sign up using the code in the link in my description below, but also pinned in the comment section below, you guys just tap that. It's going to take you over on to BetUS where you guys can receive a 125% sign up bonus. So for instance, let's say you put down $100 when you sign up with that code. You guys will get $225 to play with. That is absolutely astounding, more than doubling that initial deposit for you so that you can literally make some absolute serious money and even maybe invest it back into BetUS so that you can keep on bringing in that cash all off season long and maybe give your wife that little spa day that, let's be quite honest, we all 100% deserve to give her. But guys, I absolutely love BetUS. They are the leading online betting platform offering a wide range of sports betting, but also casino games. So if you're like, well, Patriots Global, I don't really want to sports bet. That's okay because they also got you covered with their casino from poker to blackjack and all those good things you love. But BetUS also has a high reputation in terms of reliability, security, customer service. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can actually talk to a professional from BetUS and talk to them. Just talk to them about what's going on, and they will be there to answer all your questions. And the best part is that is a real person. The other great part, too, is that with BetUS, you can sign up super quick and not waste any time, right? A lot of times we go through these apps and there's questionnaires and this, that, and the third you got to fill out. With them, it's literally name, first name, last name, phone number, email, boom, move on. Super easy, super quick, guys. Go ahead and check them out. We're going to be covering you guys every single week with some Patriots bets via BetUS that I like every single week. That will be in my short section. We did one last week. We're going to do one this week, and we are throwing them all with our friends over at BetUS. So, guys, sign up with the link in the description below and comment section below, and just go ahead and at least sign up, check them out, and let me prove to you that this is the best sports betting platform on the internet. Best part about them, too, is the fact that in all 50 states, you're able to bet. So it doesn't matter where you are. There's no excuse. You can bet via. But guys, looking at this upcoming game against the Miami Dolphins, what is the worst outlook that this offensive line could look like? Well, starting from left to right, if Trent Brown doesn't play, I'm saying that you're probably looking at Tyrone Wheatley. That's the guy that I really do think has been the best at left tackle in terms of actual NFL play that we've seen so far. We don't know how they looked at practice with the team, which could very be the difference between if you play Vidarian Lowe or you play Tyrone Wheatley. But from what we've, at least Patriots fans, been able to see, I think Tyrone Wheatley is going to be their best option over at left tackle. If Cole Strange is not able to play, I think you still have to keep in the guard, the rookie guard at of Tonio Mafi in there at left guard position. Jake Andrews obviously pins in at center to back up David Andrews. I would be a little bit concerned about that one for sure. I would definitely bet via BetUS that Mac Jones has at least one fumble that flies over his head because of Jake Andrews, but hopefully that doesn't come to it. As for left guard, I would assume that City So would not be able to play for the Patriots, and you already have the other guards in there, would mean that Cody Russi or James Ferentz is going to be your starting right guard. And again, this is your worst case scenario. So none of the guys that we just listed on the injury report would be playing on this team come Sunday night. I would assume that James Ferentz would probably be the guy they go with over Cody Russi. I just think that from a veteran perspective and continuity standpoint, that's probably the best guy to roll with. But what do I think ultimately is going to happen? Well, I think Trent Brown is out. So I do think that it's Vidarian Lowe or it's going to be Tyrone Wheatley at left tackle. I think left guard, does Cole Strange come back or not? I'm going to say Cole Strange is probably still out. So Antonio Mafi is still there. I think David Andrews pushes through. He plays at center for the Patriots. I think over at left guard, you probably are going to have to promote one of these guys. I think it's unfortunate, but I do think you will. But I do have Michael Onwenu coming back. So I think Michael Onwenu comes back. He gets pinned in over at right guard. And then you have a backup guard brought up via the practice squad elevations. And then at right tackle, you have Calvin Anderson. So that's what I'm predicting is going to happen here for the Patriots this upcoming week. But the fact that there's already this much injuries along their offensive line is a genuine concern. Guys are going to come back at some point, but we all asked ourselves, Belichick, what were you doing drafting 3 interior offensive linemen in this draft? But honestly, I think we're looking back at it and saying, well, honestly, thank God Bill Belichick did, because we're already potentially having to pull guys from our practice squad because we're out of bodies at this point. Mac Jones has shown the ability to be a good quarterback, especially in this system with Bill O'Brien and the new weapons he has, but he can't do anything if he's not upright. Is this offensive line already a big concern for you guys? And is it one the Patriots can get past or not? And how big of an impact is this going to be for the 2023 season? You guys let me know in the comment section below. Of course, remember to leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. I will see you guys later on, but of course, never forget, go Patriots.